Okay, now it should be going. Okay, it should be live on the YouTube stream. At least I hope. Fucking took forever to get this shit running. There we go. Got it. Oh. No, it should be up now. I just rebooted it. Yeah, there you go. I was about to say, there's no way. Just gonna wait on Jazz. All right. You wanna do the intro?
Oh, are we doing full cams? Is that what I should do?
I mean, if you want, it's optional, but realistically, me and Jazz should have face cam open though.
Yeah. Outcast, disable the streamer mode thing.
No.
Alright.
They must know I'm streaming. Smile.
Oh my god, this guy. Alright. Alright. Gotta give a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to Wavelength Intel, the show where, just a bunch of friends, we talk about what's going on in the Rivals community, outside of the Rivals community, really just anything that's on our mind. Today's topics are going to be... Oof. We got a heavy one to start that we didn't initially have on here, but we're gonna be talking about hero worshipping, and then we're gonna move on to CEO. We're gonna recap that. Last week we looked at day 1, so this week we're gonna look at day 2. Then we're gonna be going over briefly about how we feel about the new patch, since again last week we went over the patch preview for the mid-month patch of June, and then lastly, we're going to talk about skin ideas because Abs is around the corner. The next dev stream is actually going to be them revealing what skin Absa is getting as her animal skin. And we want to hear your ideas about what type of skins should be made, not just for Absa, but just for in general for other Rivals characters.
And honestly, that could also go into okay, how do you think Absa is gonna play out in the meta? And also, you missed one topic.
Dude, which one am I missing?
Modes of Aether. What modes?
Yeah. What modes? But we'll get back to that one in a second.
Okay, but to start, we got a lot to pound through. But Jesus Christ, dude, hero worship. Who wants to start that one off? I already gave my thoughts initially in the stream. I messed up because I was too I'm petty. I'm petty. Who wants to start? I already threw my piece and I already threw my bone out.
All right. You want me to just drop it? Just say it?
Yeah.
I mean, all right. So,
Jack, I'm gonna let you lead us off because you're the one that's more in tune to the old Hebs and Melee. So
yeah. So Ludwig hosted an event called Beerio Kart. He's hosted it before. I think he said 3, and everyone's favorite player, Mango, has won 2 of them. I don't know if he won this one or not. Probably not. But he got a little too wasted. And when Mango gets wasted, he does dumb things. Like he play fights and then real fights with, friends, like H-Box. Everybody remembers that one, right? Yeah, they got done, and then the security guard was like, "Stop, or I'm arresting you." And then, that had Mango in jail. Check Twitter. Yeah, so he dry humped people that he knew, which is fine because, hey, they're buddies, right? Haha, it's funny. But then there were people that he didn't know that well that he also dry humped. I mean, there wasn't contact. from the clips that I saw, but it's still
Air.
like, I mean, he's like close.
Air.
He's close.
Air humping.
Air humping. And yeah, some people were uncomfortable. To my knowledge, after looking at some of the stuff, everybody else was like, yeah, you know, not that it's cool, but like, you know, they didn't feel like they were completely threatened, but that doesn't make the behavior okay. Mango called himself a dumbass, and he's like, yeah, there's no excuse. Whatever you guys want to do to me, whatever. He'll accept all the consequences. But he's really just got to check himself. It's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. I mean, there was an incident a while back where he got banned on Twitch for like 3 days because he got way too wasted and he just passed out. And it's not like, you know, HBox passed out when he screams too loud. He was so wasted. I mean, I think he was doing his actual regular air humping thing that he always does, alone, of course. And then all of a sudden he just ate shit, hit the floor, and then stream was over. And then shortly after he got banned. But you know, that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about just him. Why? Why? You couldn't have just left it with Ludwig, and then y'all could have just joked around. You had to. Somebody brought up a good topic, and I don't mean to hog the whole thing, but somebody did bring up a good topic about there was a player named Elegant that he got drunk and he did some stuff and he didn't mean it or whatever. He's like, oh man, I'm an idiot.
Oh, no.
But he's gone. He's gone. They deleted him. They just took him and.
Well,
there was some more to that story.
Well, we can get to that in a second from what I know. But yeah, Jazz, go ahead. What do you think?
Yeah, there has to be consequences taken, right? You're literally sexually harassing like 2 women that either Tech, you said that he doesn't know these 2 women.
3
at like that well.
He knows of them and he's talked to them. It was Maya, Extra Emily, and Senna. Senna was in her own section, and she turned around. She was like, "Mango, like really?" And then you know they were like, "All right," and then he was like laughing and walking away. So, I mean, like he knows of. It's not like complete strangers, but it's still like, you know what I'm saying? They're not homies. They just know of each other.
Right.
They've been in the same events. They've, you know, done their highs and hellos. And you're also a streamer. I'm a streamer. Type stuff. So, you know.
I call it the schmooze fest. But
I think that obviously, regardless of if you know this person or not, it's better to err on the side of caution and not do stuff like that, especially when the 2 women in the clip that Outcast sent me, they were visibly disgusted by his behavior. And first off, Mango is one of the most notable people ever, and not just plat fighters in general, but in esports as a whole, right? Like even my aunt that lives in California, she's not that really into video games. I ask her, "Hey, you know who Mango is?" And she's like, "Yeah, no, I know who Mango is." So that's how much influence he has. Mango doing this, oh lord,
it's disappointing.
It's disappointing, yeah. And this is what partially like the reason why that the platform fighter community struggles to like hell, for one, and 2, why the esports space in general is still struggling to get women in it, right? One of my biggest aspirations going to a tech college that has an esports program is to try and get more women into the space, because there's so many opportunities that they have, right? And anything that you could probably think of, like broadcasting or graphic design, because I know there's a lot of women that are into like drawing and graphic design. They can do that in esports. But how can I sit there and convince them that, hey, you should try and apply for X position in esports because you have good art, and X company could use your type of art style for their assets or something, when you have people doing the shit that Mango did, making them uncomfortable, right? It's incredible. It's incredibly disappointing because this is just going to hinder a lot moving forward, right? And that's not what the platform fighting community needs, especially Smash, right? We know that because Big Daddy Nintendo, they don't want to do anything to help them at all. In fact, they just want to shut them down still. But recently we've seen them try to implement tournament stuff, but that's whatever. But we know that the Smash community in general is just not getting like the funding that they need, and it's the reason why they're stuck with just Luminosity for Ultimate and Nouns for Melee. How can any other like esports organization or anybody really justify wanting to further help out the Smash community, regardless of if it's alt or Melee, when they see stuff like this coming from one of the most notable people ever in the fighting space and in
Oh,
esports in general.
okay.
Outcast, do you have anything else to input? Because I know you kind of.
Ooh, buddy. Oh man. So yeah, no, you guys hit a lot of my bullet points that I had. Cause like, yeah, no. How can you consciously bring in women into the platform fighting game community? How? When somebody at the top acts like a perpetuant man-child and like is a constant frat boy. How? And he makes people feel uncomfortable, not just women, like just other people probably in general. How? Tell me. Like, oh, but that's the Mango though. Like, that's the Mango. That's your goat. That is your goat. Like, goddamn. Like, really? Bro.
Not a good day for the Mango Nation. And I mean,
Yeah.
I'm in the Mango Nation, you know. So I mean, like, I'm just sitting here and I'm like, look, I know he's an idiot. I know he's a dumbass, but like, god damn it, you
Like,
didn't.
okay.
Why? Like, if it's okay, when he used to do 40 Fridays, and it would be like him and Alex and S2J and Joey, that was a different thing. You know, they're wrestling, they're air humping, they're doing whatever.
Yeah.
They're just being bros. But this is at a public event, Mango. It's at a public event.
No, that's what. Okay, so you do get it. You do get it because it's like, okay, you're in a public space. You're too big. You have a wife and kid. What are you doing? If anything, why are you drinking that heavy in the first place if you know you have a problem? That's another thing too. That's the Mango.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
well, also at Beerio Kart, it's to my understanding that everybody's drinking.
Yeah, everybody's
playing.
drinking, but it's like he should.
But
He
I don't know. I didn't watch the event, so I don't know if he started beforehand to
Like-
get a little lit, but then maybe didn't know how much they'd be well, he should know around how much they'd be drinking because he's won the other two events. So I don't know. I'm not trying to justify anything.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just
no,
saying,
no.
like,
You're
god
just trying
damn
to
it,
give
stop being a
context.
dumbass.
No.
Stop being a dumbass.
Okay, but then this comes back to like risk reward assessment of like, okay, how bad can this go if I do go to this event? Because you have to think about that. You can't just think about yourself in this scenario.
Yeah.
You gotta think about your brand. He's that big. You gotta think about your brand, your wife, and your kid. I know he has a kid. I don't know if he has a wifey. I'm just talking out my ass.
He's still with the same girl. He's still with Lauren.
Okay. Well, yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, you gotta like pick your battles. It's fine if he does it in his own house. Like, I'm like, all right, well, damn, my point still stands. You're still perpetual man-child frat boy. I don't like seeing that. I'm just gonna step off. That's my prerogative. But if you're doing that at a public event, why? And like, and also, yeah, people are defending Mango. I'm like sitting here like, yeah, no, like you guys would eviscerate somebody like Little Timmy if the same shit happened.
Yep, and
That's why I say
that's why
fuck hero
we
worship.
have to abolish fucking top player privilege at that point.
Not even just top player privilege, just hero worship in general. Like you can have your
That too.
heroes, you just gotta like know like when they did wrong and when to criticize them. Like
Yeah.
literally, for example, one of my favorite producers, Pharrell Williams, kind of a shady motherfucker. If you like look into him, like look into his like history. This man like tried swiping the Neptune's IP basically, cutting out Chad Hugo. The man that's been best friends with him for 27 years. Even I can say, yo, bro, like he's kind of like Pharrell's kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Why can't you guys do the same thing for Mango, like or for like anybody else in the if that's a top player, like why? Tell me. Like that's what I really want to know. That's what kills me a little bit because I don't know. And I don't see the appeal. When
You don't see the appeal for
like
not
why do you endlessly? I don't want to fucking endlessly defend somebody. I don't want to say the other term I had in mind.
Yeah.
Riding.
Yeah, so basically, all right. When he's been how he's been for so long, I don't want to say it's expected because that specific thing was not expected because that's not his normal. He's not air humping everybody. Okay. This is like the first time I've seen it where it's someone that he doesn't know. Okay. Or doesn't know to that level. Right. If they were homies and like, regardless of like male, female, and they both got the okay and they're both doing it or whatever, then that's a completely different story.
Oh yeah. But yeah.
Not at a public event.
Mm-hmm.
Not at a public event. Right. Even like after the Smash after parties where they're at the bars and stuff. And there was some kid that was up there and he had his parents with him and they went to the bar or whatever to go, they wanted to get something signed by Mango or whatever. And he's like, oh, like, dude, I'm really drunk. He's like, no, man, have a good time. He just wants, his controller signed or whatever. And then, he's like, oh man, you're a cool guy. Anyway, that's different. He's out of there. He's drunk. He's doing his thing. Right. But this is a public event where you're competing. You're in a tournament setting. Right. And I used to get drunk in tournaments, but back to the whole, like, I think a lot of people are just numb to it because Mango's been involved so long. And they're like, yeah, this is his like normal drunk behavior. But we weren't expecting that. So it's not as shocking as to other players that, they would drink or whatever, but then they had exponentially worse behavior. It was a bigger shock, right? So then they would just yoink them out the community and throw them out. I'm not saying I'm forgiving the behavior or whatever.
Yeah. No,
I know he's a drunk or I know he drinks and shit all the time. But like, if you could just reevaluate and just not do this at public fucking events.
So even if like
then it would just be a lot better. Just go air hump your homies and just keep it at that, damn it.
Even if like it was like let's say he was cool with those like 3 people, right? That's still a bad look because it's like in a public setting. It's still Ludwig's event. Ludwig is also a public figure. Stop.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you
not
can't
a public
be selfish.
event.
Yeah, you can't be selfish. Like I don't give a shit, bro. Like that's how I'm like viewing it. But yeah, no, this like really goes into like how do you get like more people in general, not just women, just people like normal people in general, because like not everybody wants to fucking be around that shit. And if that's happening at the top, what's happening at the bottom?
Fair. So then the other question that you have to bring up is like, what's the consequences?
Bro,
what happens?
Man.
Is he?
Well, he's
banned
from
you get
Ludwig events.
So he's banned from all Ludwig events, but then you get into the murky water, right? So is he banned from every Melee tournament for the next 6 months, next couple events, next year,
Oh man,
until he can,
dude,
until he's not drinking anymore, or is it all being?
Is he going to get his contract from C9 like axed after that, or
I don't think that's gonna happen.
No, that's not happening. Not with the way he has his contract signed.
Well, that and he actually rakes them in so much fucking money. There's like no fucking way. But No, just like for me, it's like okay, we already know like he's not gonna be indefinitely banned Melee. We already know
Right.
because of top
Yeah.
TPP. If anything, we're probably gonna get a 5-month ban, PP slap. You know how it is.
Maybe. Well, I think
Not-
it's because he's so much more loved. I
Exactly.
think that's why. Not because he's a top player, because there are
No,
top players that were, you know, banned for less and worse. So
but the thing is, like, there's more wiggle room for them to come back.
Mhm.
Like, more. I don't know how it is with Melee, but at least that's kind of how it felt for Ultimate. Like from my POV.
yeah.
And a little bit from Rivals, anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my whole spiel of like, yeah, fuck hero worship. Jesus Christ, guys.
Yeah.
It's parasocial as fuck.
Just a disappointing day in general for esports and plat fighters as a whole.
And for people saying that's so benign, no, you guys never think the bigger picture. Like, I don't know like how else to describe that. Like, people don't ever think about like the bigger picture and like possible domino effects. Literally, we've seen like real life domino effects happen, and then like after years later, it like you still feel the consequences from something so benign. An example being, oh yeah, Birdman not paying Pharrell Williams. Oh well, look at that. Now we got Drake being called out for liking young girls.
Yeah.
Just all domino effects that could happen from like something so benign. But anyways, yeah. What do you guys have to add to that?
I just think that a lot of Jazz's points were just like really, you know, coming from like the female perspective.
Yes.
Like it sheds a lot of light on like why would you want to waste your time in the first place? You know, because I mean when you go way back, it was forever ago. You know, like getting involved in like Smash, there weren't a lot of ladies involved, and I mean over time there were more. And I don't really know how the space is now, but originally it was just a bro game, you know, and then it was just like smelly players, you know, and then you know some people kind of came in and then left and did some other shit, but you know it's good to get that perspective, you know, from a lady, just like that's how you would feel if you were there, right? And you're just like, you see this and you're like, why the fuck am I here? How did I get here, you know?
Yeah, I have high optimism that esports as a whole can become more welcoming to women, but the existing community has to be willing to take that first step to be able to make that change, or otherwise nothing will change moving forward.
Yeah.
And this isn't even just exclusive to women. This is just everybody, right?
It's just in general.
I think that might sum up what we have to say about that. Just a disappointing day for everybody.
Yep, that's literally what I woke up to, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't even know until you told me about like an hour or two ago.
I literally woke up to that. Like that's fucking nuts.
I'm assuming it's gonna be addressed on whenever he gets back to streaming. Like right now, he's doing a subathon, and Lucky's hand. I don't even think Lucky knows what's happening right now. He's been live for like 12 hours between like Mario Kart and Pokemon.
Christ, dude.
So like he's probably just like playing and just like, yeah, what up, guys? I'm just playing a game, and they just be like, what the fuck? So I'm sure this is gonna be addressed at some point.
Oh my god!
Just
dude.
I don't know, Mango. Just dude, take a step back for a minute, man, and just work on it. Work on the drink. I'm not saying you got to quit drinking. I know you enjoy it, but like, man, you've really like if it's a public event, you really got to handle your shit differently, brother.
I personally think he should stop, but that's just me. That's I'm petty like that. Anyways,
I get it, but I mean, like, I know, you know, when people enjoy drinking. I mean, I drink very, very, very rarely, you know, and this is coming from like a fan of Mango. I'm like, come on, dude, clean it up, man. We like, so.
Jazz, you were gonna say something before we move
Yeah,
on?
I was gonna say I thought that Mango had quit drinking alcohol at one point. I don't know. I'm
I
not
think that
that
was for
versed
weight
into like
loss.
what was going on.
Yeah, he did.
I think that was
He did for a
100%
minute.
for weight loss.
Yeah, he did do that for a
Okay.
while, and he was like drinking like very rarely,
Ah,
and then it was. I know for the subathon they were drinking a bit because him and Lucky were hanging out for a while and they were just doing their thing. And I know like on the podcast, like when they do their podcast, they drink a couple beers and as they're talking. So,
but
Gotcha.
anyways, let's kind of beat that one down.
Yeah, that's our impromptu
You-
topic for today.
Yeah, you can honestly cut that segment up, section and just separately upload that one. Jesus Christ, I think that shit was good. But yeah, we're gonna initially start with the CEO recap. Oh, okay, you have it up. Sick.
Yeah.
We're just gonna talk about top 8.
check it out.
Or you just want us to talk about top 8?
Yeah, because like you briefly touch on it. I mean, huge shoutouts though for. I'm pretty sure they did. Oh no, we did. We didn't really touch on Shadow's run. We can touch on that.
We talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
For day 1, but not day 2. But
Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, Shadow's run got cut short by Gekinga, which is again, for those that did watch last week's episode, one of the people that Shadow was the most worried about going into CEO. So that was the end of his run. But he did say that both his sets against Gek and Sophie were doable. So props to him for making it to day 2 and doing his best. But the rest of the bracket, there was a lot of upsets across the board leading into top 8. But first off, we gotta talk about Stango getting his run back against Vibe from Combo Breaker. You have the usual Cake and Marlon making it to top 8, and then Sophie also making it into top 8. We gotta talk about Sandstorm again, because again, top Brawlhalla player out here
Oh
taking
my
names with
god,
Olympia.
that was. Ha.
Do we say top Brawlhalla player or do we say top Multiverses player?
Brawlhalla, because it will if we were doing headlines, that would get more clicks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Because like, oh man, for those that don't know, I forgot who it was with, but like I remember there was like a Brawlhalla player like trying to stir up shit with the Rivals community. I forgot who it was,
It was J-Jet.
but then like it was like Cake and Penguin like answering responding to that, and it was literally number 1 and number 2. And then I
At
remember,
the time, yeah.
yeah, and then I remember Penguin specifically was like, "I will play you in your game. Let's run the set."
And then the set never happened.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah,
That okay? Yeah, you just triggered a core
yeah,
memory
no,
there.
and then
I remember that
Cake.
shit.
I don't know if it was Cake or somebody else just deciding to hop on Brawlhalla and then getting Diamond in Brawlhalla.
That's crazy.
within like 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
Which is like, bro, you guys picked the wrong one. I mean, you guys get paid, but you picked the wrong one to mess with.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
seeing this happen, seeing Sandstorm beat ZB and Cheesy, I'm like, dude, that is some comeuppance right there.
Yeah,
Would
and
you-
to put that more into context, Sandstorm almost beat 3 out of the top 10 for season 8
Yeah.
in Rivals 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Would you
there
say
there
that
was
this is the
there was another point where Sandstorm probably would have taken it over Elkies. This one was really close, but Elkies ended up pulling away with a 2-stock lead in game 5.
Would you say this
But
is
my
the
goodness.
most impressive run out of everybody in top 32?
The most impressive,
I think so, personally. I think that was, like, honestly good shit to them.
Yeah.
Like, Oh shit! Wait, I just realized Terry lost to Gek. Damn.
Yeah, game
And he
five,
almost
game
beat
five
ZB.
with Terry and Gek, game five with Gek and ZB,
Oh
game
my
five again with Vibe ZB.
dude.
ZB had a lot of game fives and losers.
I would,
Mhm.
if I was him, I'd have to check my heart, dude. What the
Yeah.
hell, bro?
Rough moments.
That's rough. And then I think Applewiz wasn't supposed to make it that far. From what I remember.
Acorn did a
I mean,
clean
I
job.
I can honestly see it, but it is shocking that neither Backpack or Guard got to top 8. So Florida is Florida is used to seeing both the Roke brothers in top 8s of like all of their events, right? And this was the first time
Yep.
that we saw none of them make it. Like Guard got 3-0'd by Acorn,
25th.
which makes sense, and then
Backpack
and then
getting
Backpack
17th.
losing game 5 to Applewiz. 'Cause Applewiz is really good, so definitely not a person to sleep on.
Dude,
but yeah,
even if Backpack like got through Applewiz, you'd still have to fight Ant. And I don't and with
Ditto.
how Ant was playing, I don't think that would have happened.
yeah.
We'll get to that in a second. And
Then last but not least, in the notable upsets, Shiv over Lucius actually.
I didn't even read that like until you said it. Bro, that's actually crazy. Oh man, guys, Locksnot can do it. And this is before I'm pretty sure this was before the patch.
Yeah, this was before the mid-month patch, and
Mhm.
top 8.
Oh,
Top
Jesus.
8 was amazing, but again, we have ZB going into another game 5 set, but ended up losing the Elkies for 7th. Then we got Florida team kill with Acorn and Ant. That also went to game 5, really close one.
Mhm.
But man, the notable things from day 2 was Sophie taking it over Marlon and Cake, and Ant's incredible losers run.
Like
Mhm.
how I read that losers, I'm gonna like jump around back and forth. That I read that losers finals as like, nah, Ant simply just ran out of gas. Cause
Yeah.
like if you saw like how he was like playing against Marlon, like he just gave it everything. How can you like give everything you got and then have to like fight like potentially the number 1 person like
Yeah.
still in this game? That is crazy. He even took a game. That's
Yep.
yeah.
He busted his ass. It was a
Like-
stacked event too. So.
Yeah, no, like
Yeah,
congrats.
this event was killer. Killers left and right, up and down, all
Yeah,
around.
straight kills. But yeah, no, and then like, oh man, damn, you gotta Tech. Can you send Jazz the like what the belt looks like? That like the top prize. Whew.
Oh,
Yeah, pure heat.
I think you sent me that, right?
Yeah, I did. But no, for those that don't know, like usually CEO for some of their games, you do top 8 entrances. But unfortunately for Rivals of Aether, that didn't come to be. Hopefully next year. But one of their prizes though for first place was not only a medal but a championship belt. Holy crap, man! I popped off. I popped off for the belt. Oh, not just that, but yeah, that's basically. We need a close up on that. And
Yeah,
again,
you
congrats.
if you can find a better version of this, yeah.
It's pretty fire.
Yeah.
But the CEO belt is amazing.
like
that's-
no, like hats off to Sophie Lowe for
So
beating,
Sophie
winning.
earned this. Yeah, and this was again before the mid-month patch stuff, and the mid-month patch came around, everybody's like, "Oh, Zetter and Ronald Mains are gonna have to get a job after this one because they got
We'll talk about the
amount of
patch.
nerfs." Yeah,
Talk about we'll talk
but
about
even
the
then,
patch.
Sophie. Spoilers, Sophie, even with nerf Zetterburn, still killing it, and I can't wait to see what she can do with the character for tomorrow's Hop On Rivals.
Yeah, no, like I'm scared. I'm gonna be honest. But
Zetterburn
yeah,
is still good.
What else happened? Oh yeah, no. Should we talk about like the thing in one of the quarter matches where it was like Marlon Sophie?
Yeah,
Oh
so
man, dude. That's briefly why I want to talk about CEO before we move on to the patch.
it came to Wisely's attention when he was watch partying CEO that Marlon in game 3 of his set versus Sophie, he counterpicked Rockwall, but he also changed skins to Orcane's leopard shark skin. And for those that
Oh.
don't know, Orcane's base leopard shark skin is brown.
It's so funny.
And
Oh, yeah,
because
let you finish.
that skin was brown, and then of course Rockwall is a primarily brown stage, he blended in a fair bit with the stage. And honestly, that's a pretty big problem.
Okay, high key though, that's still I personally think it's funny. And also it's funny because like he almost fucking lost, or there was moments where he could still lose while Sophie's essentially blind. That is hilarious. Like how? Oh my goodness.
I've had people color counterpick me before. It's never worked. They always still lost. So I don't know. Most of the time, if I see it, I'm like, unless it was like R1 when you'd play
Just pure
on,
darkness.
like pure dark Ori on Endless Abyss.
Or
I'm
like-
Forest.
All right, yeah. Well, no, I never really had a problem with Forest, but like I don't know.
Neo Fire Capital. No, that one was Sylve and Neo Fire Capital. But you get the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that alone just shows that there's still a pretty big accessibility issue when it comes
yeah.
to skins and rivals, and there's been a lot of people asking for the devs to do something to change because the outline stuff isn't enough to help people that are like colorblind, right? And even if people are not colorblind, it still just helps in general to have like skins that have enough contrast from the stages that they're on, or just some way to see the outline of a character in general, right?
Yeah.
So that is 1,000% something the devs need to fix, especially with Evo
Oh yeah.
rapidly approaching. You need your accessibility options to be better
So-
for everybody.
Here's a pitch like I just thought of just now. It's like, okay, so like if you're like, you know how in doubles you have the outlines and you have the outlines of your colors of your team. Honestly, it's kind of stupid. What it should be, I personally think it should be like, I don't know how well effective this would work, but if you have like pink for red, right? Pink outline instead of just pure red. Would that work, or
Not really.
but like
because
you
again,
gotta have like like if you want to still use like the base color, you gotta pick like a shade or something, or like just a different color entirely, like literally. Like I don't know how that's like one way, or just have it the opposite of like the color wheel. If that makes sense.
yeah, I think complementary, not complementary. What is it? with the-
Opposite.
yeah, the opposite
Contrasting.
colors. Yeah, like opposite contrasting colors can help. Cause you don't want to have like a red skin and then a pink outline because those two colors are like close
Yeah.
to each other on
You would
the
want, like,
color wheel.
You want like fucking, I don't know, I guess blue. Oh, we got a new face
Yeah, welcome, skeptic.
on no mic.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're here.
We'll run through like this portion and then we'll get your thoughts on the on the other things we talked about.
Honestly, there's not much to say on that because you
Oh, yeah.
literally did nail everything. But I will say this though, at least for where I stand, I do think I'm not condoning it. It's at least from what we're aware of and what we've seen, it's not an actual crime, but it is weird behavior, and it's not something that a top player should be doing, like you said, at a public event. And I think the most important thing too that you've touched on is that you do have to think of the bigger picture. Like, you can't just be like, you can't shrug it off and be like, oh, it's just Mango being Mango, you know? You have to think of like what the other orgs are thinking of, what other players are thinking of, and how people perceive your community. And whether or not players or tournament organizers or even esports organizers wants to coexist with your community. And that's the thing too, is that Mango has a lot of influence. He's not like a washed up player or like the middle of the pack. He's like the number one. So in the future, at least for me, I think, and I do hope that Mango takes full accountability for his actions. And in the future, he realizes what he's basically done. And he kind of, basically, I want him to learn from this experience. I don't want him to just be like, oh, I'm sorry, guys, I did a oopsie. And then that's it. Everything goes back to normal. I want him to understand the situation, to grow from it, to learn from it, and then have this be a lesson for not only the top players, but also the players beneath them as well, for the whole community. Because like you said, if a top player does this and no one condones his act, like no one condemns him for it, he doesn't get punished for it, people at the bottom will start to be like, oh, wait a minute, he's not getting punished for this. This must be acceptable behavior. And now the whole community is going to be, less of a greater word for it, a shit show.
I was gonna say like perpetuate man children frat boy wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I was
Drunk
also
players, drunk TOs, drunk cameramen, drunk commentators. Everybody's wasted on Everclear.
The drunk cameraman
Exactly.
though, would be hilarious though. You can't. That's one of the ones I'll condone.
Okay.
It's the camera, dude.
All right,
he's just gonna be he's gonna be shaking like when he's.
Camera's gonna be shaking. His hands are literally just all over the place.
Okay.
You're looking at the player's shoes for top 8.
Insert a clip in like a couple months where a cameraman does get wasted at the tournament and starts punching
Oh,
other
God.
competitors.
Bro, okay, then it's
But
like,
Outcast, that's your goat. That's your goat, Outcast. The cameraman, he beat up the top player while he was filming him.
Was he shouting World
That's
Star?
wild. Nah.
Was he shouting
If
World
you got your ass beat during top 8 in real life, it's over. You can't come back after that. You got to defend yourself.
No, was he shouting World Star? Because like that's also what you guys would do.
Yeah. Yep. All right. That makes it okay. All
Yeah,
is forgiven.
totally-
All
yeah,
is forgiven.
totally,
You
man,
shout
yeah.
World Star. Yep. That's how it
Yep,
works.
that's how degeneracy gets justified. Let's go.
So if Mango would have shouted World Star
Oh my!
on
Oh,
stream,
no,
you're saying
no, that
you're-
would make
so
it
you're
so
sa-
much worse.
You're saying the behavior would have been forgiven. Was that what you're trying to say right now? Let me
Oh man, dude.
let me just pull up X real quick and write a twit longer about old Outcast real quick. So.
Oh man, bro. Damn, bro. You're writing something
True.
about another man. That's crazy. Anyways,
I know. I love doing
um,
that.
no, back to touching on your point of like taking accountability. I hope like when he does go on stream and he talks about it, he takes the moment to educate his chat. Because they're
Exactly,
not gonna
yeah.
listen. They're not gonna listen to somebody like me or us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're not gonna listen. They're not even gonna listen to Axe or somebody like Zane. No, they're gonna only listen to Mango.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it is. But yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, that was the thing I wanted to add, was that I just wanted him to take accountability, and hopefully he learns from this mistake.
CEO, what do you think?
Yeah.
I rooted for a
Skeptic, what
Rano
do you
player.
think
That was my
on CEO?
mistake.
Okay, come
But
on.
no,
though,
and
but-
actually,
yeah.
he was actually cooking so hard. I was like, yo, I can't. His Rano actually looked sick. I was like, I can't believe this character for 2 seconds looked cool.
That's
More
exactly
than-
how I
more-
felt
more
when I
than
watched
2
Luck
seconds.
play. Watching Luck play Rivals 2, and I'm like, Why am I rooting for this Toronto player?
Oh, I
He's
miss
so cool. He's such a cool dude.
Look.
Meeting him was awesome.
I was so sad when he lost a Cake Assault, but
yeah, he
he
ran out
pulled
of
it through,
gas.
so I can't blame it. He got that.
He ran out of
And
gas.
yeah, he also ran out of gas too,
Like,
yeah.
dude, no, like, even if, like, let's say Ant did lose to Marlon, he had, like, absurd matches prior. I wouldn't be mad.
Yep.
And plus, I would have just held out. I knew, like, Sophie would have just won anyways if Marlon did go through Cake and Ant. So there's
Like,
that.
he made an incredible. That was my highlight personally for me. Was that specific run that made me tune in? I was like, oh, CEO, I'm gonna not watch it that much.
It made me stay. It's like Ant winning.
It did.
I'm like, oh my god, a not predictable thing happening. Or that's another thing too that like I kind of had a problem in Rivals 1. It's like whenever Cake was on and it was at a bracket, I'm like, well, dude, I'm not gonna watch this because like I know it's gonna be a wash. There's a difference between like wanting somebody to always win, but then
Exactly.
it being a wash. I'm like, bro, this isn't fun to watch anymore because it's like there's no struggle.
Like, and it made the storyline so much more interesting.
Exactly.
Instead of, oh, Cake just wins again. There was like Ant's run, Sophie Lowe's run.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was so many different storylines in that tournament that I'm like, if there's just more out of the other tournaments following CEO,
My bad, Jez.
dude, that'll be insane for Rivals in terms of esports. Because at least before CEO, I didn't really have a lot of interest in the Rivals 2 pros, just because there wasn't a lot of like storylines and there wasn't a lot of, I'm gonna be a little bit blunt, there's not a lot of personality. It's mostly just
I'm hurt.
they're good at the game and that's where it stands.
I'm hurt. I'm trying.
I know. It's all right. You're trying.
The ones that have the most personality are ironically just the P+ players because they've always had good personalities. So
But yeah, no,
CEO
I
definitely
sent a-
showed like it had a lot of potential.
Yeah, no, and this is
Yeah.
the belt. Like, Tech, how do you feel about the belt? I'm asking you
Look,
first.
look at this beautiful
Bro.
thing.
I love the belt. I love this damn belt. This is like a almost like Ring of Honor-esque type, you know. And like I've made a belt for like in my room, and this one
dude, that should
blows it out of the water.
This
It's
is like
fire.
This reminds me of like, it takes two of like my top 10 like wrestling belts and like makes them do the fusion dance.
Yeah.
Like it takes the white strap Intercontinental title and the Winged Eagle WWE Championship.
Yeah, it makes me want to. I know I wouldn't win the belt, but it makes me want to go to the next CEO to be in the crowd to watch the person that gets the next belt. Because I've seen CEO belts before, and I'm not saying they're not impressive, but this one it just feels next level.
This was for all the games, by the way. The only difference is the side plates.
Yeah,
Like I'm
and
like,
it's fire,
bro.
I don't even know how expensive this belt would be.
dude.
Oh god, it'd be thousands.
I don't think it'd be thousands, but I mean, this is probably like a solid like $600 belt, $500 or $600 belt.
No, some of the $1,000 belts are like the spinner belts.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the CEO belt that Sophie took home last weekend. Now we get to talk a little bit about ABSA.
You don't want
Just,
to
you know,
talk about the
baby.
patch. You don't want to talk about how we feel about the patch.
Oh yeah, you're right. We do have the patch to talk about. Now I'm just gonna get this out of the way first. I tried playing the game with KDA the other night. I just simply cannot play the game still. There's just something going on with my internet, or it's possibly an issue with my Wi-Fi card. I'm thinking it might be, and here's why. So at home and when I'm at college, my ISP is Xfinity for both of them, right? And this was an issue that was happening with both Rivals 2, Marvel Rivals, even Rivals 1. And you can run Rivals 1 on a toaster. But if there's like hiccups happening, it's 1,000% an internet issue. And this happened this happened with me at college and is also still happening to me at home. I don't think it's my ISP. It could possibly be my ISP, but also at the same time, it could very much well be machine issues. Because I have a pretty old motherboard, but this motherboard I have a pretty old motherboard manufacturer wise, but I've had this motherboard since about, I want to say, 2022. So it's definitely either time to see if I can get a new Wi-Fi card replaced onto it, or to just upgrade it entirely. Fingers crossed I do not have to upgrade it entirely. But literally I can't really share how I feel about the current patch right now, especially when I haven't really been able to play the game that much since it's released. And this has been an issue that's been happening since the betas. So
TLDR.
yeah, that's a long-term thing that's or ongoing thing rather, that I still have to figure out, unfortunately.
Tech, how do you feel?
It feels pretty decent. I mean, I played a good bit. I haven't played like a whole lot. I mean, I probably put in like 10, 15 hours since the patch dropped. But I'm liking the floor hug changes. I think it feels really good. I don't play Zedder, so I mean Zedder just feels just as broken. I'm not like, oh yeah, there's that little reduction, you know. I'm still getting edge guarded by Shine sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
Or they're dropping down and just resetting, you know. Rano feels a little less annoying, still annoying. I can't stand the character. But Crag feels great. I'll say that. Crag feels wonderful. So I mean, just keep changing stuff and making it better. You know.
Dude.
Oh no, we lost down throw.
Oh no.
Whatever will
I'll
we
get
do?
into my I'll get into my thoughts on that one real quick.
But yeah, like I think the mechanical changes, I think it's on a good court, and it's not just the floor hug changes. Wave landing onto plats, that 2-frame reduction doesn't sound like a lot, but it something feels good about it. It's that it feels like way more just snappy, you know. So, I'm enjoying that.
Remember when I said something so benign can have big changes? Yeah, this is also one of that's a good example.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an extreme example like I used earlier, but that is a very excellent example.
Yeah.
Skeptic, how do you feel? Or did you play the patch at all?
I did play around with it a little bit, but because I'm not like
Not like that.
rivals to like expert, I don't really feel the changes that much. But like on a mechanical level, there is something kind of different that does feel a little bit more polished.
Yeah.
So I think overall, like my thoughts on the patch, I think it's mostly a positive. I feel like they're going in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Outcast.
So with the mechanical changes, yes, very good. Tech, you basically hit the nail on the head with that one. There's not much more to me to add on that one. I can only really account for character changes. I liked the Zedder and Rado nerfs. Yeah, Cragmain hates the top 2 characters. Yeah, let's go. But anyways, no, it's mostly because like, okay, Rado is like easier to kill now with the bubble changes. Thank God, because he can still edgeguard you. Don't let a top player tell you otherwise. He can still edgeguard you, but like, he is just easier to kill. He's less annoying in that regard. He doesn't operate like a heavyweight.
The up B changes. The up B changes also feels good. It's not break on Rano. Like whenever he comes and they move that hitbox down.
Oh yeah.
I'm able to hit him more often. Sometimes
you couldn't even do that in Rivals 1.
So now I'm just like, what the hell down there? Just go.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. No, you're right. And
so
then
it feels wonderful.
Zedder, he's still a war crime when you're actually fighting him on the ground. Hey, his up B doesn't go as far. Thank God, dude. Oh my god.
I like that slowdown. I need to mess around with it a lot more, but I like when it slows down towards the end. But like TLDR, the patch just feels more fluent.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it
Yeah.
feels to me.
It's like you're able to actually kill him off stage this time. That's why I'm like, yo, okay, I don't really mind all that much of like how he's like so much of a war crime, like on stage. It's like okay, whatever, it's cool. I can actually kill him off stage. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's either one or the other. It's either I get to edgeguard him or he stops like being a terrorist on stage.
Yep.
And yeah.
Teeter animations, good touches, and the backwards jumping. They got some really cool ones.
Okay, yeah,
in there.
that
I know
the
that's not
backwards-
groundbreaking or anything, but
No,
the
like,
the
that
attention to
just looks-
detail,
It looks cool.
good shit.
I want to touch on this for the mechanical changes real quick. For floor hugging for the modifier, we didn't talk about that real quick. We need to talk about that real
Oh
quick.
god.
Dude, that
Yeah.
well, I love the modifier. I don't know how
Yep.
everybody else feels about it, but it's like, okay, so basically what I'm talking about is take like Krag's forward aerial, for example. It does about what, 12 or 13%? Hold on. Yeah, it does about 12%, right? If you floor hug it, if you're the person receiving the fair and you floor hug it, you take 15% instead. Because they added a 1.25 modifier on like every single move that you can floor hug.
Yeah.
So I can get you to 30% off of just 2 moves. Have fun. And it's
Yep.
even funnier with Edalus because like Edalus fair does like what? I think it was like it was
it was
something-
like 13%.
it was 13%, and also Aether Studios not knowing the rules of math. If you do 13 times 1.25, that is 16.3. But they just decided to round up to 17. So I love
win.
that. I love that. It's
Good win.
he's even Edalus is even scarier, and Edalus mains, please stop complaining.
Yeah, there was a.
On that note, Zettermains, please stop complaining. Oh
true.
my lord.
If I'm seeing Beastly and Sophie Lo saying this character's like still fine, I'm like, what are we doing here?
This is my minor rant as a Zettermain, that because I really want to push myself and I have like no really real feasible way to do that right now other than just continuing to grind movement, kill confirms, etc. in training mode. The character is fine. Even Sophie is saying that the character is fine, and that's the one person that won something with Zetter, right?
She's still
Like,
gonna win. She's
the-
still
the
gonna win
thing-
regardless.
The thing that pissed me off so much about previous Zetter was the fact that everybody was just picking him up and saying, "Oh, this character's brain dead. I'm just gonna use him," and that annoyed me as a Zetter main who was actually trying to put time into the character. 'Cause I've been playing Zetter long before the questionable changes to him, right? And it just makes me so happy that people aren't trying to pick this character up out of spite. But what's also so funny is that there's a lot of Zetter mains that are self-reporting themselves. Like, I can 100% tell which Zetter mains were over-reliant on Shine and Nair. And then just...
Oh yeah, they shrunk
and
that
just
shit too.
saying the character is like bottom 1 or something egregious to that extent when the character is still fine. Right? He's just toned
man.
down so that way he's not egregious anymore. And that's fine.
Yep, they
because
can no
I-
longer. Go on.
Because guess what? I've been using his other tools aside from Shine and Nair. Is it going to take a bit of adjusting to get to the fact that they shrunk Shine and Nair? Yes, but here's the and of course they changed Bear so you get less Bear into Upstrongs. But I cannot tell you how many times I just say use Zetter down tilt, use Zetter down tilt, use Zetter down tilt, especially to people in Zetter Court who are like, all right, how the heck do I deal with Maple? Zetter down tilt, and as a matter of fact, all of his tilts are fine, right? You could even get mileage out of up tilt, and Sophie's shown that, right? But it's really funny to me how many Zetter mains are self-reporting themselves. Like, it shows, like, who's been using the rest of his kit and who's just been using just straight Shine Nair, or just, like, constant Shine Dare shit.
Floor
But
Hut down
please, for the
strong.
love of God, stop saying that the character is bad, that he's bottom one, that his recovery is the worst in the game. The character is still fine. And I don't think a lot of you are trying to experiment with his recovery routes that much. How many Zetter mains do you guys see using Shine Stall at like a high level? There's not many.
I saw Sophie use it once.
Shine Stalling is such a good tool that Zetter mains have yet to tap into. Not
And,
just for
yeah.
like stalling your landings, but also for recovery. Like the character is fine, and I guess I might as well just extend this to Force mains too. Your character is fine, and you know what, why don't we
Oh,
just extend
man.
it to the entire cast?
Oh, dude, we didn't even talk about
doesn't-
Cork like in his run. Like Jesus Christ, dude, yo, Tech, your cousin. No, not actually his cousin. Beat Guard. It was the one who sent Guard into losers, and it was like pretty. It was almost a curb stomp, like into game 3.
Yeah.
Like I think there's there's just a lot to tap into in the game. Like, let's be real. But
Yeah.
yeah, and
I do want to say that, like, with these Zetter changes, like, especially to Shine, he can no longer phase through the capabilities of Skin. Oh, everybody's favorite, you know?
yeah, yeah.
He is no longer eating. He is suffering and starving. It is a sad day.
Yeah,
Sad day.
you said something about like every character main suck complaining. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, like
how
honestly in general, everybody just
Dude.
stop complaining about your character. It doesn't matter if they get buffed or nerfed. Your character is still capable of winning a major, and that's the beauty of Rivals as a whole. It was like this in Rivals 1. Any character had the capability of winning a
Dude.
major in the right hands. And that still applies with Rivals 2. Any character is still capable of winning a major in the right hands. Like, we'll probably see Lox win a major one day. We'll probably see Edelus win a major one day.
Oh man,
Don't laugh at me.
Lox, dude,
back when,
Lox wins a major. If Lox wins a major, dude, I'm trying out for the NBA. Let's just,
Hey yo,
that's happening.
Muggsy, I know I don't know a lot about ball like that, but Muggsy Bogues was 5'2", and he was in the NBA.
Yeah.
I'll be the water boy. That'll be
Dude,
it.
Oh my
the
God.
day that a Lox main wins a major, it was the player. It was 100% the player
I'm
carrying
still
that
holding
game.
out.
And again, that just drives back to my point. That's the beauty of Rivals. It all depends on the player and their player base to push their character to the limits, to show
Yeah.
people what the character is capable of. Right?
Oh wait,
Oh, yeah.
Lox can win a major once everybody else, thinks it's okay to go to the tournament wasted, and that one player just
my
didn't get the
Oh
memo.
my
They didn't get the
God.
memo. They showed up sober and beat everybody else, and everybody else was wasted. We're like, wow,
man.
Lox major,
I
just
want to
covered in puke.
I just want to touch on like the character main thing. Crag is good, guys. Just please use Rock. Please,
He's never been bad since the game released.
please use
Yeah.
Rock and Pebbles. It's fine. Literally, Bobby Valentino. It slow down. Like, literally, Mutt. Take your time. What's the rush, man? Come on. What are we doing?
That's probably like the one thing that Rivals 1 players have over other people right now is that if if you're a Rivals 1 player, you're familiar with how Crag is supposed to work, so of course you're going to be pulling a lot more Rock. But it's kind of up to those Rivals 1 players, or does Zeus use a lot of Rock actually? Let me think about that.
I need to like. I feel guilty for not watching not watching much of Zeus.
We'll probably figure it out, but yeah, it's up to like ZB and Cheesy to like tell people, hey, you guys gotta use Rock more, right? This tool is amazing.
Man, ZB is too busy playing with the other tool he has, which is cargo throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, that's also like another thing too. Like he has that. Like what? I don't know. I think just in general, people should just learn how to know how to slow down.
Yeah, I feel like Orcane's in a decent spot.
Oh,
as
yeah.
well, but like,
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
nobody's like.
He's a sleeper. He's a sleeper
Yeah.
pick.
Like the only people I can name is Marlin, Maya, Debrick,
And
I mean,
like, if
and they're-
Cabbage decides to travel,
yeah,
him
and
too.
they're not always at every bigger tournament, you know. And it's awesome to see Debrick, and I like Maya's play style. She does very well.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
I would honestly recommend people watch Maya over Marlon because Maya is much more expressive with the character. Like she showcases,
Oh.
hey, this is what the character is capable of when you put
Yeah.
together all of his tools.
Well,
Oh,
she's
man.
expressive. He's optimal because he's a good player at 50%
Oh
of the
my
time.
god.
The
Okay.
best option.
Okay, wait. I forgot to mention this. I remember game 1 against like when he was fighting against Sophie is like literally whiffs like a move and then he gets blown up within 20 seconds and then he was trying to call audio check. Oh my god. We
What?
forgot to talk about that.
I didn't get to watch a whole lot of that. I was
Remember
I
Jazz?
was
Remember
just-
Skeptic?
Yeah, I saw that. I
Yeah,
was
he
like, wait, audio issues were there?
He was trying to
I guess
call audio issues.
I guess we need either like Shadow or Torque to confirm if there were audio issues or not. But I do remember that happening.
You don't
What if
you don't need audio to know that you're getting your ass whooped in like 20 seconds. What are you doing? You
what
should've-
if the audio check was just like someone behind the scenes just being like, "What the fuck are you doing right now?"
like
just
you
in the
were-
headset fucking with him.
and you were and he was I feel like he was trying to like reset it to 3 stocks and then it's like, "No. What are you trying to do?"
Yeah,
No.
that first stock was already gone.
No. Stop it.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
You done goofed.
Like,
done goofed.
and if that happened, I would have like fucking lost it. It's like, are you fucking serious, bro? Are you? So wait, if I get blown up in like 20 seconds like that, I can call it audio check.
I think it was on 0.9. It was on 0.9. That's why I lost my stock. It was on 0.9.
Like, no, you can't. Thank God that didn't happen, because otherwise, I would have abused this shit. Are you serious?
Yeah. Sad. But anyway, every character is pretty damn great. Orcane mains,
man.
come on, we need a couple more, y'all. I like watching Orcane.
think
Raster's
Orcane's
eating.
buffs too.
Raster's eating right now. Every Raster main is like mostly happy. They're like, wow, this is fucking awesome. So
Oh yeah. What was that, Jez?
I think like a couple outliers say that, oh, this is I don't like this version of Raster, but that's interesting to me because I honestly thought that Raster getting jump canceled ults back was going to be insane, but no, it's actually relatively tame. Because I tried to play Raster a little bit, and it's pretty relatively tame.
It makes him more interactive, which is like, God, please, dude. We have like no Raster players whatsoever. We only have Dakpo and sometimes Marlin.
He's a glass cannon that's kind of tough to use. So he's kind of like you either do really well with him or you do really bad with him, and that's the thing. It's like his polarity.
yeah, we need more Mr. R and Shadowhawk to be able to go to offline events or something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be-
Well, I mean, Shadowhawk might drop Raster for Absa, so.
True.
Oh man,
True.
I mean,
Absa mains rise up. Let's go.
Yeah, good segue into Absa. We'll talk about modes of Aether last.
Yeah, but Absa getting her animal skin revealed this Thursday on the next dev stream. They said that they're doing those dev streams weekly, which makes me a little bit concerned because I don't want them to overwork themselves. But hey, we are going to be seeing what Absa's animal skin is going to be, and just like what they did with the introduction of Olympia, they're calling on the community to, hey, predict what type of animal skin Absa is
You might
going
as well
to show
pull
us
up that
what you
tweet.
got.
It'll
Might as
be
well-
a sheep or an ox.
I was forced to.
Oh,
open
that
up
works.
Twitter.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are your best
Alright.
guesses for animals, guys?
That's my guess. A sheep or an ox.
All right. I feel like an ox makes sense. Yeah, that's some fuck shit that they would do because like they gave Lox a cow.
They did do that.
See now my whack pick is a Komodo dragon.
What the fuck? I thought you were gonna say something like that made sense, like a fucking ram.
No.
Of course not, bro.
No,
This is Outcast.
No, I'm just gonna
It's
go.
actually a horse.
Dude, horse makes more sense than a fucking Komodo dragon.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
are we
And then
doing?
she
I
then
was
she
gonna
becomes
say
a quadruped.
elk. I'm gonna say elk though for actual.
Oh, that'd be cool.
For an
Wait, that
actual
might-
like a
pick.
deer. That
May-
kind of works.
Yeah, wait, that would make sense because that'd be a nod to the Christmas skins. Maybe you're onto something. The old R1
Oh,
Christmas skins.
okay.
Like, that's my actual pick is like an elk or a deer, but like no Komodo dragon just to mess with people.
Quick, let's take all the other animals before Skeptic and Chaz can predict.
Dude, y'all took like the ones that make the most sense. What am I supposed to say now?
A horse.
A horse? Okay, perfect. I'll take it.
Well, a horse can work because the fucking like
Oh, the hooves,
yeah,
sort of.
yeah, and like
There we go.
horses kick really hard too.
Yep. Jazz is gonna be like, a pony.
A pink one.
A pony. Pink
Nah.
little pony.
Alright, yeah, it took me a bit, but yeah, let's see what the community's come up with so far.
Whoa, wait, hold up. All of these are striped. Hold on.
Oh wait. Uh-oh.
I think
Wait,
they
the
used
ca-
these last 3 images the last time for like Olympia.
I mean, Lox isn't striped. It's more patches. Oh wait, no, never mind. No, it is.
Lox-
striped.
was the
Are
zebra
you
skin.
dumb?
It is. No, I thought it was the cow skin that they used for a different animal. Never mind.
All right, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna change my animals. It's actually gonna be a gazelle.
Okay,
Ooh,
that would be
that's a good
fire.
one.
That'd be fire.
Dude, I
actually.
was gonna say
gazelle.
that. Now I gotta think of something else. What the?
My guess is probably antelope.
Oh,
If it hasn't
okay.
already been said.
Okay.
I'm sticking to my guns. Either a deer or a Komodo dragon.
Here, we'll do a water buffalo.
A water buffalo.
Hey,
Ooh,
hey,
that
why
would be
not-
On
interesting.
fire.
Why not a Brahma bull though?
Dude,
Absol-
antelope.
yeah,
okay,
bull
that
can kinda
actually,
work.
Skeptic, that's a funny one because you have Absa with an afro.
Oh, true.
Oh my god.
Dude, Buffalont finally made it into Rivals. I'm so happy.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, that would be
Buffalo.
peak actually.
That'd be
This is gonna-
hilarious.
This is gonna go perfect for my my Pokemon as Rivals of Ether video
Oh my god.
that I'm never making. That I'll make eventually. Oh, I like that image. What animal is that? Yeah, it's like the half zebra, half
Okapi.
deer looking ass.
That's a pretty cool concept.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
sick actually.
What else? So unfortunately, when the devs announced this, was a day after Nestor here announced that they were going to do their own version of the skin thing. So my recommendation for those
Why
that
not
are
both?
watching is just join both of them. Join both of them. You get a $50 Steam gift card for entering this one. So join both of them.
You get bragging rights for the other one.
I love bragging.
All right, what else do we have? Oh, what?
Oh my god, a
Whoa.
horse.
It's a horse. That's crazy.
That's
there it
so
is.
funny.
There it is.
That's a funny one from Muttnut. You have somebody that wants Absa to look like Philip or be inspired by Philip, so just
Yup.
sheep Absa.
That is a good color palette, though.
That's actually pretty fire.
Yeah, I like the green that pops out. B Absa.
Oh my god, no, Tech, don't shut up,
No.
Tech.
Doing
Oh
this
my
again.
god. Let's
I
go.
know what
We're
You're
not
gonna
doing this
say-
again.
Be revival, baby. That'd be amazing.
God damn it, Astra.
Oh, this is a good one. Reindeer.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Christmas one.
That would be a nice nod to her Christmas skin that
Damn, bro.
you would have only seen. You would have only really seen what her Christmas skin was on like the startup of Rivals 1 if you played it.
Yep.
I
Yep.
can try and find it a little bit later and then show it off, but they did do that with Crag because Crag had a snowman skin
Oh,
as a
yeah.
concept
I still
and then back
gotta.
onto the Rivals 2.
I still gotta make yellow snowman Crag.
Oh my god, I shouldn't have given this guy ideas.
Get this guy out of here.
Bitch, this is on my
Yeah.
stream, man.
Yeah, we got more sheep,
More sheep, of course.
Oh my god, all these sheep, bro.
Here's
I see what
Antelope
I-
Absa.
Antelope, there it is.
Okay. Oh
is
my god! Wow,
Shiba Absa.
bad timing. Bad timing on like Adobe hater.
Gazelle.
Oh yeah, that
We don't
one
talk
is
about
horrible.
that.
All right. There you go. There you go,
Timing, bro.
Jazz.
That is terrible timing.
Thank you, Tarek. Let me zoom in on this one a bit. She is right in the front here. It's hard to see. Kind
Yeah.
of move over some, but yeah, that's Reindeer Absa from the
She looks
startup
so
of
sad.
Rivals One. Yeah, she's like, Zetter, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh my god.
And then Svetlava's in that image too, but she's at the bottom.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
honestly hope to see a lot more of these skins. We really should have had Santa Zetter for the winter event.
That would have
For real.
That would have been flames.
But yeah, for before I go back to the rest of the thread, here's Snowman Crag, the skin that they added into Rivals 2 for those that are also like, oh, where's that? But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
pretty.
Bro,
pretty
he is in
cool.
the back
It'd be
aura
interesting.
farming. Look at him. He's literally like Piccolo in that picture, bro. He's aura farming.
Oh
you
my
know it.
god, dude! I don't. Want oh my god. But
shit.
also, like, one thing I want to ask, like, you guys, what do you think? Where do you think Apps is gonna be in the fucking meta?
I think
At the beginning, he's
Yeah,
gonna be,
beginning,
like,
beginning, and like
mid-tier.
future. What was that?
Future, she's gonna be top 5, I think.
And then you
I think
Extreme-
everyone's gonna play her campy at first until Penguin
Until
comes
Penguin
back.
comes around and plays Absa, like,
Her aggressive.
Yeah.
That's if Penguin is even gonna
It's-
like the game.
It's
so.
not even like aggressive. It's like more so
more
like
interactive.
she knows when to
And
push
hey,
forward.
hey, peep, the knowers know somebody's like, it's gonna be a
man.
Penguin.
Dude, if they
Oh,
actually do a
wait.
penguin,
Hold
that'd
on.
be hilarious.
It would be nice to see Penguin Absa make a return.
I love that skin. It's so simple, but it's so clean.
Yep.
Yeah,
All the
now-
exploding penguins.
All right, if
On-
it's
on
penguin, if it's penguin Absa, it's got a waddle. When you use
Yo,
waddle,
that'd be fine, dude. They gotta change so much.
I don't care. Like, I think that'd be hilarious. They always
It's a
do
lot
the
of
funny
coding.
option. You know this tech.
Yeah, you always do that one.
No, they always
I
do
love
the
that
funny option, like how when Dan decided to buff Arcane down tilt in Rivals of Aether 1 because he wanted to beat arcade mode with just Arcane down tilt.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are some of the ideas that people shared so far. Was there any on Blue Sky that I came across that I think are worth noting? Shout outs to El Rano, by the way, amazing artist and the main artist of Aether. Rivals 2.
And while we wait for Jazz to pull this up, Dan, if you're listening, add my boy Hamir, please.
Oh my
Add him, bro,
Oh my God.
please. I want that character. Give him to me, bro, and I'll promote your game. I'll promote it to hell and back. Just give me him. Give me him. Make him a little bit faster than Krang, and make him hit just a little bit less hard, but enough, and you're good. You're solid.
Dan's hitting you with the "Who are you?"
True. You're right. You're right.
Oh my god.
But yeah, on the Blue Sky end, we had somebody suggesting a moose as the first thing.
I mean, yeah.
I think that'd be a great idea.
Then somebody,
makes sense,
same
too.
person posting mold Absa Jesus Pikachu.
Oh, I don't understand the mold meme. They did the same thing with Olympia, and I
Oh,
think
wait.
that was the
Pizza.
only one.
Pizza Absa. Everybody remember Pizza Absa?
No.
That old-
Italian Absa. Ooh.
That's old.
But yeah, no, like, Jazz, how do you see Absa like in the beginning and like in the future in terms of the meta?
Honestly, I'm still in that boat where Abs is like one of the top characters now. Towards the end, well, towards like I shouldn't say the end of Rivals 1. It's like towards like Rivals 1 dying down at like season 8. Absa I would consider to be a top 6 character. And her spots got knocked off by Palm and Olympia, in my honest opinion. I think that Absa might end up being top 5 again, reclaiming her spot that she had for the longest time because of Penguin pushing her. But then again, that would require like some really dedicated Absa mains really pushing the meta and changing it, right?
Mhm.
So that I'm super excited to see what will happen after Gamo when Absa mains have a little bit more time to get used to her and find some other stuff. But I think that she's going to release as a top 5 character and probably stay top 5. But again, it all depends on how she feels. Because Dan and Vin, obviously, they're not people that have played Absa before. So obviously, when they played them, they didn't really show off Absa's full potential. But if you get Absa in the hands of Penguin, I know Ant was swapping off Arano to Absa. I'm curious to see what Ant can do with the character. Then we're probably in for a good show, right?
Yep. It'd be a wonderful
and
world if we
also-
get.
Also, a side shout out to Kobe, the Lone Wolf. Really sick Absa from Rivals 1 that just took parts of her kit and just turned it into set play. One of my favorite Absas to watch. Couldn't really compete much in RCS, and I think one year he was like 51st on the top 50, just barely missing it out. So shout outs to Kobe. I do hope that we get to see him again in Rivals 2. I think it's unlikely, but I'm really good at like using the set play aspect of Absa.
Yeah, it'd be a cool world if we got like Penguin back, Kashi comes and plays, Protagify comes in, just does a bunch of really badass combos and just shows like what Absa does instead of like, yeah, let's camp.
Oh my god.
Unfortunately, that's just how it's gonna be for like the first half. Because to me,
Yeah.
she's like a lab character that won't see her full potential until like way later, when someone really labs out the character.
So my whole thing with Absa is like, okay, guys, if you already hate with how people play campy with Rano, Raster before the patch, Crag, Mr. Craggington, and Fleet, you're not gonna have fun. You're not gonna have fun playing against Absa. I'm telling you right now, because that character's has like the kit to camp, just straight up, like. That's why I was like, I was a little bewildered at like people being hyped for Absa. I'm like, guys, what? Like, I get it. Like, she's sick, and like if you have the potential, like already have like the muscle memory down, but you're not gonna have the muscle memory down, Pat, right away. So Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's kind of how I feel, and I think she's like, yeah, I agree with you, Tech. Like, just straight up. Like, she's gonna be campy, like, from the jump. But then, like, you're gonna need to mess with the character heavy in order for you to be enthused to lab and then, like, take it out into ranked or into tournaments to prove why she's, like, amazing and, like, why she is sick. It's not like Olympia, where you can just, like, pick up and play and, like, do sick shit.
Just looking at some of the shit that she does and just, like, knowing how she functioned in Rivals 1, it's like, even with like her special pummel and just shit you do with it, like there's so many combo extenders, it looks like it's just going to be so nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it looks like it's going to be so cool. Once someone starts doing it, it's going to be fire.
Yeah, no, but I mean, that's only a vision. But how are we going to get there? How are you going to get there?
Yeah.
Like,
we gotta go.
You can literally only get there with time.
Yeah.
There's not gonna be people that are gonna play like month 1 and play like a cracked combo Absa. That's just not happening.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But like, that's where it's like gonna get a little. It's gonna get a little hairy there for like trying to show off. Oh no! Wait, guys! Wait, this character's actually hype. Wait, please stick around.
Yeah, somebody will get there.
Somebody like we're gonna need like the lab fiends to like really show off the character. This is what I'm trying to say.
If Ant can make Rondo look cool, I believe in the Absa players. I definitely think there'll be one that'll make me impressed.
I hope Shadowhawk and Hyperflame have fun with Absa so that they can also play Absa.
Yeah.
And main Absa, please.
That'll be really cool.
And people will definitely play her because she's not going to be release Etalus or nowhere even close to release Etalus. Oh my god,
they better not come back to that. Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
I think they learned their lesson.
I know. If at worst, okay, first of all, no more releases like Etalus. That's just off the table. At worst,
Yeah.
I'll release characters like Olympia. At worst.
Yep.
At worst.
Make them broken and tone them down.
Like, tone them down at once, but, like, to, like... Because, like, Olympia still feels viable, even, like, with the heavy nerfs she's received over, like, the past 3 patches.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just do that.
And it's also easier to nerf what's very strong about a character than constantly buffing them and overtuning.
Oh, yeah, dude, that took him a while to get Edalus where he's at now. Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Poor bear. Poor guy.
Well, less sympathy now for me, because now you guys actually have tools.
Source?
So he's always got to hit you with one. He's always got to hit you with one.
Oh my god. Yeah, Grok, is this true? Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Looking ass. Anyways, let's move on.
Before we do move
wait.
on to our modes of Aether thing, just 2 things. I probably missed it. During the dev stream, but I hope that they give Absa like Mewtwo's like teeter animation where he's like leaning over like this.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that'll be
Wait.
fire.
It would be so
Yeah.
cool.
That'd be
That would be
sick.
pretty fire. I'd love that. That'd be super sick. Dude, I think like when she taunts and she sits on her cloud, if
wanna
you
be able
like
to hold
move
it?
her, if you
Oh.
yeah, you can already hold it. If you move her, she should be able to just float in place off stage. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
And also, I think, okay, this is since we're adding on to the taunt, if you try to move her, she gives a side eye.
Oh yeah.
Oh, true. Give her that aura farming.
Yep.
Because she can already do that in her victory animation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, the other thing that I did want to show off, so I did say that today I had a special announcement to say for the Rivals 1 people that are participating in Wolfpack Dust tournaments. I know the hunt has been going on while our podcast has been going, but for those that are tuning in, I'd like to introduce a new amateur bracket for Rivals 1. So I've been thinking about this bracket specifically for a long while now, and I was wondering, how can I make this like RRC, but it capitalizes on the success of RRC, but tries to eliminate some of the weaknesses that RRC has. So I am proud to introduce Pup Cup. And Pup Cup is an amateur Rivals 1 bracket for people that just want to play the game, and you don't really have many other options right now other than RAS, right? RAS is the only amateur bracket we have right now because RRC was done for. So what Pup Cup is, it's like RRC, however, there's no like main bracket, amateur bracket split. Everybody moves on to the same bracket. However, if you do well in your pool, you get 2 starting winners. If you do less than well in your pool, you start in losers. And the point of doing the winners-losers split is to encourage people to play their sets out more. Because one of the big problems that RC ended up running into with their amateur bracket is that, if people didn't make main, then they saw like no reason that much to participate in the amateur bracket or novice bracket as they call it. Because funny story, Doctor Who said something to Cake about, I'm playing like the RC amateur bracket, and he was like, wait, RC amateur bracket, but RC is the amateur bracket, and that's what caused them to change like the low bracket from amateur to novice. But there's no novice bracket, there's no main bracket, everybody moves on. You're encouraged to play out your sets through losers if you don't get like you like top 2 or top whatever in your pool. And it's just to basically eliminate like having to constantly play in novice over and over again if you're not really seeing success. Alright, so obviously You got your standard rule set: 3 stocks, 8 minutes. Pools are best of 3, round robin, double eliminations, best of 5. DSRs enabled. Obviously, no smurfing, please. We're trying to help people. No excessive stalling. This is region locked to NA for now. If there's any interest for EU in the future, say that a resurgence happens and EU players start playing Rivals 1 again, maybe Pup Cup will do something for EU. But for now, it's just restricted to NA, just to test the waters. And then, obviously, DQ timer of 10 minutes. Don't want to stall in bracket. So, this is a novice bracket, so how is it going to work? Obviously, you have your standard ban list. RAS has the same, like, official ban list that they have on their page, so... please don't smurf. If you get caught smurfing, you will be barred from Wolfpack Dust events. And if this is a repeat thing, then I will not hesitate to tell MSB, hey, you got this person as a smurf, and you might be barred from academy tournaments as well if you do smurf. So please don't do that. This is a bracket that's meant to help novice players learn. And we're introducing something. I talked to Shadow and Outcast about this at length. Because there's this problem where, well, not so, yeah, it's kind of a problem where you have people that are like, let's say they're like really good, they're like constantly getting top X in their pool, and they're constantly making main, but they can't seem to graduate out of like RC, or in the case of RAS, they're like constantly getting top 8 week after week, but they can't seem to find that win yet, right? That's where this decaying system comes in. So how this decaying system works is that people who top 8 in RAS for 4 or more consecutive weeks, they will not be allowed to enter Pup Cup. And this is to give people who are normally like 0-2ers, 1-2ers, or people that are always constantly falling short of top 8 in RAS, more of a chance to progress further and improve. So, as of right now, there are 2 people on the Pup Cup ban list. Those 2 people will not be allowed to enter this bracket because they have consecutive weeks where they have made top 8 in RAS. So, your goal at that point is to just try and get out of RAS, right? And of course, the format I mentioned before, round robin to double elim. You play everybody in your round robin pool till all sets have been played. After pools conclude, everybody is moving on to double elim. And like I already mentioned before, top cut starts in winners, bottom half starts in losers. And yeah, so the day that I wanted to try and start this event up was Wednesday, actually. And it sounds kind of odd to have the amateur bracket on a Wednesday, but it's honestly not a bad idea because, one, there's no Rivals 1 brackets running on Wednesdays currently. That day is open from as far as I know. And 2, Pup Cup would precede RAS, because RAS is still on Thursdays, Pup Cup would be on Wednesdays, so you just have back-to-back amateur brackets. And yeah, that's about it. The very first Pup Cup bracket is going to start July 2nd at 8. I figured 8 is probably not a bad time just to start. If need be, I could knock the time down to 7, since RC did start at 7 p.m. But just that general time frame is what I'm shooting for, like any time between like 7 and 8, but bracket's gonna start at 8 p.m. to start, since Go to School started at 8 p.m. on Wednesdays when that ran. And the time will adjust if need be. But yeah, I'm happy to introduce the bracket. I hope that this amateur bracket will gauge enough interest from the Rivals 1 community, and I hope I'm able to get some help with this, because I care about Rivals 1 a lot. I made this clear in our pilot episode, which if you haven't seen that already, please do watch. And I think that one of the main things that Rivals 1 is missing right now is just another amateur bracket that gives more people an opportunity to try and grow. So yeah, get hyped for Pup Cup.
Yo,
good
let's go. Everybody who's interested
Yeah.
in Rivals 1, sign up right away. Let's go.
Good announcements.
Yeah, I will go ahead and throw this in announcements in Wolfpack Dust Tournament Series, and I will also announce this on all of the socials as well, so be on the lookout for that. Registration's gonna go up, and hopefully this will go well. And obviously, if you win this bracket, and actually that's something I had to figure out, that if you win this bracket and you're like consecutively starting to make top 8s in Brass, then obviously you're gonna get banned. But as of right now, just to try and keep it a bit fair, if you win, you get banned, and that is something that I will probably tweak down the line just to
Yeah.
see how things go. But yeah, thank you, gentlemen, for allowing me to promote this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Let's go.
I'm glad there are more options for players to choose from and just more days for Rivals 1 players to participate in some matches, get some good games in.
Yeah, I remember the timeline where there was a bracket every day,
Oh my
and
goodness.
Yeah.
and
All right, old man, keep going.
No, I was there for that.
it was. I mean,
there
it
for
wasn't
that.
too long ago. I mean, this was like during COVID, after COVID era, and I remember Pride was like struggling to have a day. He's like, dude, every fucking day has a tournament. I don't know what I'm like, dude. Just pick a day. Just
Just
you
do
want
it.
to pick a Friday, just do it.
Yeah, just
you
pick
know?
a day,
Oh
yo.
man, like Nike, man, just do it.
Yep.
Yeah, moving on though. Modes.
Modes.
What modes?
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem.
We got eye break. We got eye break.
Exactly.
Damn it.
Okay,
Eye break
I-
and target
eye
test. What's
break.
going on with that?
And, yeah, eye break target.
Okay,
I play eye break.
We can't do that
every
joke
day.
no more.
Okay,
Every day.
those two were good starts, but like, goddamn, bro, guys, please.
We need more modes.
Trying to throw you a bone here, like.
Yep. Yep.
I'm gonna be that guy, the controversial guy here, and I'm gonna be like, no, not right now. Because it's just not worth trying to add these different types of modes when there's not really a lot of incentives for a casual player to stick with the game. And even a competitive player, there's still a lot of quality of life features that I feel like could be improved upon to make the competitive online experience a lot better. Because besides the battle pass, or the event pass, I should say, there isn't a lot of reasons to come back to the game unless you're already invested in Rivals 2.
Yeah.
Because how many times will a casual player play through the arcade mode, target test, eye break, before they're like, okay, well, I think I've had my fun. I've played around with these characters and I've played a little bit of online, but it's not my thing. And I filled up my event pass already. So what else is there to do?
Get your character to level 500. Every
Oh
character.
yeah.
God.
Basically, once you pass, I feel like once you pass level 75, you're pretty much invested into the game already. You've made the transformation.
Yeah.
You've terraformed into a Rivals 2 player.
This is in a perfect world. Evo has like the craziest announcement. No! Stop! I didn't do it.
Oh, that's
Damn it.
funny.
For dramatic effect, it zoomed. Get out. Get out.
Wait, that
get
works
out,
though. That works. Continue.
Get out. Jesus. God. AI, man. It's taking over, bro. Anyway, for
Yo, let's go Skynet. Anyways,
for
go
Evo,
on.
we have the craziest announcement. We get Rivals Story Mode Chapter 1. The new character is, what was that guy's name? Randall?
Yeah.
We get Dark Randall, the villain of Dungeons.
I think he's
That should-
the necromancer, but yeah.
that's
Yeah,
the,
he's a
the
necromancer.
character you get. We get game modes, we get items, we get buddies, we get
Get buddies out of here, bro. I'm
I like buddies.
I'm punting.
We
I'm
get-
punting Phil, bro.
We get special ether mode. We get ether mode, right? Stages are wacky. They got springs. They got fucking, stuff that you fight against Giant Crag, and he's got his giant rock and
Dude,
giant
actually,
fireballs.
event mode would go actually nuts.
Yeah, and then what was What's the other ones?
Oh my
Everybody
God.
loves tether mode, baby. Tetherball.
Home
Let's
run.
go.
Yeah.
How about home
We
run
get
contest?
tetherball. I don't really care for tetherball. And then
You care
you
for
get,
buddies, but you don't care for tetherball. That's crazy. I don't care for
Yeah.
both, but I would
Yeah.
take.
They're cute. They're cute, bro. Come on, they're cute.
I'll take tetherball
And then-
over buddies. What?
And then
Okay, no, that is just false. That's false.
we get custom colors,
Hmm.
and then we
Okay,
get
yeah,
the
yeah.
option to do peer to peer, so Jazz can play the video game.
Oh my goodness, that
back
would be
on-
cool though.
And it says it in the patch. It says we are reintroducing peer to peer because Jazz.wave can't play our game, and we blame Trevor, so we had to fix
It's
it
not. That's
for
not
her
even a
sake.
Trevor issue. Trevor just balancing. My
Yeah,
God.
we just blame Trevor for everything.
Oh my
It's all right,
God.
Trevor.
No, all the devs are secretly Trevor.
All the
Oh.
devs are secretly Trevor. yeah.
True. They're just in different skins.
Oh
Now
my
that's
God.
like the perfect world, right? That's not fucking happening. We might get a character. We might
Probably
get a
The,
game.
the
mode.
Probably
character is
gonna
literally
get-
the best thing you'll get.
It's like a
Yeah.
character
Yep.
announcement, and then maybe like fucking squad strike or crew battle.
Yeah.
mode.
Because
Squad
if they
strike
had
crew
all
battle.
of that, that means they were drip feeding us content, which would make the game look even worse. It's like, why are you drip feeding us content?
No,
What are
they-
you doing?
they
Just
suddenly-
release
They
this.
suddenly got money from ABSA because of all the fan art.
Yeah.
Goth
And
apps, give me a baby. Come
Yeah.
on now. I'm ready.
Yep,
I'm ready.
yep. Then we get the R18 patch, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, great.
Oh my God.
Ooh,
This
deca-
one-
Big
just-
Absa, let's go. Thick
Yep.
and goth.
God.
Just we get fatalities and finishers of in the cave whenever you get your windscreen. What I want to be able to go to the store and give them more money and buy boosters for the damn XP. Let me buy those for it's like maybe it's a 24-hour period, maybe it's like a 20 game period or something like that or whatever.
No, it's just an
Skip
Charge-
the boosters.
No.
You're basically paying for rare candies at that point.
No.
Just
Yeah,
pay
give
for
me-
level
give me
100
rare-
at that point.
Just give me rare can. I want to do it. I want to get all the skins. Just give me all. Dan, I just want to spend more money in your game. That's all I
mean,
want
if
to
you
do.
if you do boosters, like you could also just make it a free option by just having it be an absurd amount of coins.
No, I
I
want
think
to
that's
give
fair.
them money. I want to give. You can do both.
You
can
can do both. That's what I'm saying. You can do both.
Yeah, because I want to give them more money.
All right, let's see what they have done for this
Buddies
roadmap.
is on
Yeah.
there though.
So far on their roadmap,
I'm
we-
punting the dog.
No.
Hunting
Okay,
the
how dare
dog.
you?
But yeah, so far on their roadmap, we finally got like menu updates like super
That happened
late
early.
into 2025. Yeah, it happened already. It just not exactly in 2024, but in 2025. We're 3 new characters in. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like the next event for July is gonna be summer. It's
Golly
only
gee
fitting that it would be
willikers.
Makes a
summer.
lot of sense, yeah.
Golly gee willikers. I wonder why. I wonder why it's summer. Why it would
That's
be a
when
summer
we-
Yeah,
pack.
because
That's when- that's when we get
I feel
Cool
like
Noodle.
Abs is gonna get a summer skin. Obviously, Claren has one. Fleet will count towards the event, and then I don't know. Maybe we'll have the pool party skins remade
Swimsuit Absa.
again.
I
No,
hate
what
you.
I-
they're
I hate
saving-
you.
Maybe they're saving the pool party skins for Riptide again, and we get new ones. We'll
Oh,
see.
interesting.
I wanted the one for Crack. So in R1, he just had a bird on his horn. I want him to have that red and white, onesie swimsuit. That's what I want him to have.
That's so
With some sunscreen on his horn or whatever. But don't make
I know
it.
what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah,
that would
you
be
know.
funny.
Yeah. That'd be super
We
funny.
got we're in
They did the
in
rank
our
rewards.
first season of R2CS. We have our ranked updates. They're constantly still trying to update training mode. We got UI updates. We have some lobby improvements. I mean, they are trying to do controller improvements. I feel like there might still be some input issues out there that they still need to iron out. But the big thing that we're still waiting for is crew battle mode.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
if anything.
Jess, can you?
Huh?
Oh, I was gonna say, Jess, can you zoom in on that menu update? What character is that? That's down. Is that just?
That's
The
just-
characters
Menu
twice?
update.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
just the
probably.
characters twice.
Copy
Oh,
pasted,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
They learned their lesson and reminded themselves to just make up characters because the last time that they last time that they showed off the CSS, Forsburn was in it, but at that point everybody knew Forsburn was next.
Yeah.
Dude, they gotta be doing some of these on purpose, like with like their quote unquote leaks. They
Yeah,
gotta
probably.
they gotta be doing this on purpose. There's like no way. I refuse to believe that they're like that naive, time and time
So-
again.
All right, so we got custom colors, console launch, workshop, support, and buddies. Put buddies at the top of that list.
I'm punting the dog just out of spite, bro.
Good God.
Like
Damn.
literally.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing I play Tommy Prickles then, because he'll impale.
Players have no sympathy. They're just monsters. They throw rock and that's all they do.
Mm-hmm. So I wonder what Rivals 3D is. What's that going to be? Is that a?
I think that was the.
Oh, Rivals 3D already happened. It was
that
the
was-
first.
That was the event, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the N64 PS1 polygon thing.
Oh,
So Rivals
okay.
3D is basically Tekken. we're going to the 3D plane, boys.
Dude,
my
that'd be
God.
sick. And then next year, it's actually the brand new MMORPG.
Rivals MMOGs.
Yeah.
Okay, but in actuality, one of the things like I think was like notable in the survey was like asking what modes do people want.
Yeah.
I think something like Smash Run or like a roguelike mode would be Flames
Yep.
instead of a crew battle
Um,
mode.
Tech, what modes did you ask for in the survey?
I'm pretty sure I asked for Smash Run, and
That's
then
the
I
correct
also
answer.
asked for like an ether mode of some sort, like for stages. And then I think I put like comma items, but I know items are never coming. But I like items. I like having fun. But I wanted like Smash Run or like an ether mode for stages, just to kind of like mix things up because I think it would be interesting.
How about, and even
Alright.
then, like with eighth stages, I'm gonna piggyback off that. There could probably be like, you know how like, in Ultimate, Smashville stopped being fun because like no hazards
Yeah.
means you could probably have like a mix of like an eighth stage be legal.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah. Skeptic, what modes did you ask for in the survey?
I'm pretty sure I also did Smash Run, but if we're not talking about the survey, this is my out of the park left field mode. I don't know what they would name this, but I would want a Mario Party mode. Now, I don't know how this is going to work,
Holy
but basically like it's like a little board, right? You have your little icons for your characters, and basically all the mini games will take place using the engine that's using R2. So like it's like kind of like WarioWare style mini games in a way. So that's how they can like make it a little bit budget friendly. But having that type of mode, I feel like would be a good offset when you're like tilted from competitive or you're just like you just want to take a break from playing like online PvP.
So you'd want them to take like some parts of Dreams of Aether and then put
Just
them into
literally-
a Mario Party type thing.
Nah. Tell me you love
Yeah.
Smash 4 without telling me you love Smash 4. That's that.
Was that
That's what
Smash
he's
4?
saying. Yeah, they had a board. They had the board. You'd go and you'd do the thing and you'd do all that shit.
Oh my god.
So basically that would be my like out of left field mode that I would want is something that you and like 3 other friends could just play without like having the whole like without feeling like it's too sweaty in a way. It's just something casual.
Yeah.
I also think like even then like event mode, like multiplayer event mode, like brawl
that'd be
and
cool.
melee. I think that'd be sick. And like if I'm gonna like pick one out of left field, because like that's the like the time where I had like the most fun playing Smash with my brother, is doing that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? Another cool thing would be like so you know in like Smash 4 they had those custom moves? I would love for
Yeah.
you to like have like for an online custom game to be able to like pick out like your own loadout for like your character.
So
Yeah,
dev
So, like
mode,
changing the up B, side B, down B, that'd be so sick.
dev mode
Yeah.
without it being absurdly complicated.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Basically,
Because
just
what
bring
basically the
rooms back.
idea is basically Third Strike, where you choose like which supers you want. I kind of want that for characters.
So bring runes back. That's all you gotta do. Just bring
Yeah,
runes.
pretty much.
that's true.
I also wanted Smash Run back. Smash 4 was the first Smash game I played. It wasn't the first competitive Smash game I played, but I did enjoy me some Smash Run and custom moves. So I'd love to have like a Rivals Run. And you know why I think that that would be a good idea is because when they were first announcing the Kickstarter, we did see a little snippet of story mode, right? We still don't know when story mode is coming out. We haven't heard anything about that since the Kickstarter started. However,
Plain tech for that one. Didn't put enough money into the game.
this guy.
Gotta go make more
However,
ads.
though,
I'll see y'all later. So
because of what we saw from story mode, it looks like they could take some of the assets that they put into story mode and change that to like Aether Run or something.
Okay.
And I think that would save them a lot of time. Obviously, it's still gonna cost some money, but it would cost less money than having to like remake a bunch of stuff entirely.
yeah, true.
So that way, when they do have story mode, eventually, they could probably reuse those assets again. And like whatever assets they threw together for Aether Run, they could put into that. Maybe not make it exactly 1-to-1, but obviously just kind of change things around a bit.
Yeah,
So that's the main thing you want to have if you want at least some of the casual people coming back, or maybe even returning competitive players just to mess around with the game for a little bit, is consistency. If you can provide, I guess, like maybe some updates here and there with new modes, it'll keep their interest up. It won't retain them for long, but at least you'll have that period where there's like a spike and people are like talking about the game again, instead of having like 3 months worth of just like a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
And people are like, where's the other modes? Where's story
'Cause-
mode?
Yeah, no, it really comes down to like the one of their last few bullets that they got from my POV is Evo, so they gotta announce something other than a character if they're gonna announce.
yeah.
a
It's
character.
got to be massive. Like last time we had Orcane, but like this has to be.
This has to be something like fucking story mode, or like
Yeah.
or something bigger, or a console launch.
'Cause, yeah, this is basically their chance to capture a lot of the fighting game audience and people even outside of the fighting game audiences as well.
Yeah,
because
there's
Evo is such a huge
hella
thing.
spectators.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
this might be our
I'm
only
really
time.
hoping, yeah,
This might be our
Yeah,
only
this-
time at Evo. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
we only went one time at Evo for Rivals 1. This might be our only shot.
Yeah, no, shout out to D-Brick for winning
Yeah.
on apparently shit setups. The more I ask about Rivals 1 at Evo.
Yeah.
Apparently they
Yeah,
were garbage
Evo-
setups.
Evo is essentially their go big or go home, right? And we haven't seen like plat fighters up on that that wasn't main stage, but like on like there's just a general stage in like a long while, and this is Aether Studio's chance to bring that back. Shoot, they might just gauge enough interest that they can even become a part of the main lineup. Because I know people
yeah.
are dogging on like Mortal Kombat
Okay.
1, and I'm honestly curious to see if Rivals 2 has more entrants registered than Mortal Kombat 1.
No, because
Yeah.
it's a good thing you brought that up, because like Rivals of Aether 2 is the highest like signed up side game apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many
And the
entrances does it have?
extended
Do you know?
We don't know. We
don't
also
know.
what we do know though is they've raised over $10,000 like just like that.
Yeah.
Like just right away,
Yeah.
just fucking right away. I'm like, oh
Yep.
wait. Hold
Buy
on.
your Olympia skins, everybody. Buy your Olympia skins. Put more into the pod bonus. I think there's still time, right?
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, there's still time.
There's still time.
Oh,
But no, like that also goes to show like yeah, no, like this is like yeah, they're really go big or go home. And
Yeah.
this
Like,
is their chance to turn things around
No-
after like months of just like not performing that well. Like this is their time
I mean
to
they-
change the
in
community's
their-
perception.
in their bar, like the bar is in hell and they've been outperforming. So that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like the bar
They-
is in hell.
like when we get ABSA, like the player count will probably go back up to like 2,000 or 3,000,
Probably 3,000. Like,
and
at
then
most.
it's gonna drop a lot.
Especially when
during that
people
first week.
will play her and pick her up and realize that she's not as intuitive as Olympia.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's literally
but-
what
issue.
okay, that's
It'll
what I
probably
should've
drop-
conveyed.
Yeah, it'll probably drop as fast as Edalus did, because Edalus was like a huge plummet. Like after like there was day one Edalus, and then day two it was like there was a huge drop. So then like we're fully expecting that. But with Evo, if we can just sell that shit hard enough to the other fighting game players, because like yeah, people can argue like, what about Supernova? That's big. I'm not saying it's not, but Evo's just bigger.
Mhm.
You know,
Right.
there's gonna be way
And
more
there's-
people
Evo's
around.
like
There's also
the
been, like-
premier fighting game tournament.
There's also been like constant issues with rivals at Supernova, anyways.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
We
that's
can
a
talk about that
whole
next
other.
week.
That's another
Yeah.
topic for another
That's
day.
another topic. But
Yeah.
like
We can
anyway, what
talk
I'm
about
trying to
that
get
next
at is like if we wow them enough, not just for the fucking gameplay, but for like the new character that they reveal, and
Hopefully.
then a mode, hopefully, and then a mode of something and story mode or something just massive where they're just like, yeah, it's workshop. I don't know if workshop would be like the selling point for like at Evo, because like these are fighting game players. They're not going to be, oh, I can't wait to go make my own persona. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
You
like,
never know.
it would have to be
You never know.
something.
I don't think it will be.
Yeah, I don't think it would be. It would have to be something that's like going to be like, you know, something crazy.
Yeah,
You know,
like buddies, right?
Yeah, like buddies.
No.
Dude,
We
I
can
would
put
flip
Bud-
out for buddies. Hold on.
Yeah, I would flip out for buddies. I mean, I know buddies. Buddies is a Supernova announcement, not an Evo announcement. Okay, give me a. I'm not saying
Yeah,
that buddies is the most
Outcast.
important thing.
Trying to spread misinformation.
Yeah, I'm just saying like they got to release that story mode, release that Randall, make him broken, make him look like
You
What was that
literally make
character
him look
you
like
were-
JP.
yeah, make him look like JP.
Make him look like
Yeah.
JP with the VFX, dude.
Really good idea, actually.
Yeah.
That fits perfectly, honestly.
That's-
Because I know we were trying to figure out, oh, how the heck is Randall gonna work? I can definitely see him working.
No,
like
but you
JP.
gotta make him like how we were talking about like
Yep.
last podcast, where it's like, okay, you gotta work in the obsidian somehow.
Yep, give him the Sephiroth orbs from Ultimate.
It's
That'd be
either
fire.
that or make it like how it works like Jamie, where like he fucking needs to fucking crack one open or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but
Going back to
anyway,
hero worshipping again.
it just needs to.
What'd
It
you
all
say?
circles around. You just gotta
Oh.
drink, buddy. You gotta drink.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It just there has to be something huge, man. There's got to be something huge at Evo.
Yeah, it
If-
can't just be
regardless
a character.
regardless of what they put in or whatever. Every time they drop anything new, I buy it frame one every single time. You know, so
Yeah, we gotta create more reviews.
And it's
Yeah,
not
we
just
just
Gotta
gotta
get more
okay.
Tech Nines.
There's like
Yep.
something
I buy the new stuff because I know people that play in the feast are gonna use it and ask for it.
yeah.
Oh, true.
So
So one thing I also gotta note too when it comes to Evo, as the community, like rivals community, please like behave, like
Yeah,
be
Yeah.
behave,
fucking
bro.
hype.
Come on.
Like don't be a lame, and that not just like you can be a lame in gameplay, but don't be a lame like during the event.
Yeah.
Like holy shit, we do not need
mean,
this.
Yeah. Cheer, be loud,
Yes,
get the attention on the game,
yes,
bring the hype, all that good shit, but like don't bring the odd behavior with yourself.
Oh my
Don't bring the
God.
weird into it.
And this is
Yeah.
why I wanted to talk about like please stop hero worshipping.
Yeah.
Stop,
Yeah, because it looks bad for your community and your game,
like,
and
we're
it's
already-
hard
we're already
to
punching
change the
trying to punch
community's
up.
perception.
Uh-huh.
We're already fighting an uphill battle with like the entire thing with the Smash community. Like
Yep.
yeah,
because like we're just seen as one and the same. Like please, like guys, I'm like begging, please be like amazing at Evo.
Yes.
It's not a hard ask.
Just be normal. Just go there,
Yeah.
enjoy the games, and that's it. You know,
Like
have your fun responsibly.
yes, actually yes, that too. Like fucking to make it less risk
Because
reward averse.
Drinking in
Stop
itself is not a
drink-
bad thing, but if you do too much of something, yeah, you just gotta have moderation. Just be
it's-
careful.
Yeah.
It's clear that people don't like have that much self-control when it comes to this shit. So how about just let's not do this at all? Like at least until after the bracket.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not trying to be like the negative Nancy when it comes to the fun with substances, but Jesus Christ, dude, the history is not good.
That's completely understandable.
And oh man, Outcast, but you're like you don't drink or smoke. Well, dude, first of all, that shit's expensive, and second of all, please, what, where has it gotten us? Where has it gotten us as
True.
like a community, like and like in Plat Fighters? Nowhere. FGC can get away with it because like they have the big dick IP to work with.
Not only that, I feel like more of the FGC is more on the older demographic, so they kind of have a better sense of like responsibility when drinking
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I
I-
think
Yeah. You got anything else to add?
That's it.
Skeptic?
Yeah, the moral of the story is just that in Evo, just show up, show out for rivals, and hopefully prayers that they announce something that's not just another. The fuck was that? Another character reveal.
You could have the
And
character
hopefully,
reveal.
I hope it's something more than story mode.
Yeah.
The story mode is something that we're like, okay, this is the expected, like, unexpected announcement, quote and unquote. But hopefully they do something like even crazier, like, I don't know, like, 2 character reveals, maybe like
Jesus Christ.
an extra mode that's not
Whoa.
like per se to like, the PvP aspect in a way. Maybe a crazy MMO or something like that. And maybe, this would be actually dope. Like an animated like series, like a little shorts, not like anything crazy, but like maybe just 2 minutes. Cause we've seen what they can do with like the character trailers.
yeah.
So if they do have like a little like Rivals of Aether animated or something like that, that would be pretty hype
We can talk about that.
to get
next
people that don't really enjoy the game to like mess around with the lore a little bit, and maybe they'll play it a little bit.
Hey, yeah. Speaking of which, hey, yeah, lore. That's next week. Spoiler.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Exclusively, this is gonna be on Netflix, like the rival series.
We got. I mean, I might as well talk about like a couple of the next week, or just this one, like for one of the topics being lore, like where it at though, and then maybe what could they do for more events? We touched on it here, but yeah.
Because that's one of the weak points right now, is that the IP is the weak point. Not a lot of people know what a Zetter is, or a Crag, or an APSA. What the heck's an APSA?
Hey, yo, we know what an Arcane is though.
Exactly.
We know what Arcane is, and we know more about Zetterburn's brother than about
Yeah, and
Zetterburn.
Arcane is drinkable anyway.
Hey, yo,
Oh, boy.
whoa.
That's
He wild,
that's wild. Hold on.
Wait, hey,
I thought this was a
Okay.
PG-13 stream.
pause.
No, Rivals 18 now, baby. Rivals
Hey,
18.
to be fair, Dan also said something about drinking Arcane.
Hey, whoa.
Oh, that's even more wild. Hold on. Dan Allegation?
man.
No, I'm playing.
Man, I know we have our own Rivals of Ether Orkeen toilet seat, so that was
We
one of
did
those.
Arcane
Hey,
with
yo,
days.
It was a
Pause,
one of a kind.
man.
One of a kind. Yep.
Who else do we know about? Know more about? We know more about Olympia.
Yeah, we do. She got trained by Hodon. Where's Hodon? I
And,
need
and
him.
Oh, true.
she's part of. She's like in Dungeons of Aether.
Yep.
So, I'm trying to think.
Oh yeah, I think that wraps everything up for this week. Thank you all for
Oh, kind of lagging out on me,
Watching.
Jess.
You gotta cut out there. You gotta
Yeah,
redo
go
it.
ahead, God damn it.
Except do a flip this time. No, don't actually do that.
Yeah, I thought you was about to actually do a flip. That would have been crazy.
Oh, that's a
That's
banger
weird.
end of a podcast right there. Hold on.
You got,
Jazz
Tech,
just
you got
forgot.
anything else to add, Jazz?
No, no, not really. Thank you
Hold
all
on, you
for
gotta
watching.
plug
If you have,
Cup
again,
again.
if you haven't already, please do go back and watch our pilot episode and last week's episode where we talked about CEO previous, not previous, but the upcoming.
Patch.
God, I can't speak anymore. The previous mid-month patch and more. And again, highly recommend watching the pilot episode.
The pilot's banger.
We talk about the revival of RCS that the Rivals 1 community has been thinking of starting. And basically we just share our thoughts about like what the issues are and what they can do to make it better, so that way we can see revival of Rivals 1. But again, that's gonna conclude today's podcast.
Oh,
Please
yeah.
like, comment, and subscribe on my YouTube channel, and we will see you all next week.
Where can I find your YouTube channel at, though?
You can find my
Yeah, you
YouTube
might
channel
want to drop
at
that
Jazz.
link in Twitch
Yeah,
chat.
I'm gonna bring it up real quick, but you
while
can find
she's
my
doing that.
YouTube channel at. That is, why am I typing in Twitch? Force a habit.
Well, no, you can type
Yeah,
it in
you-
Twitch.
No, I was
My-
typing in Twitch.tv trying
Oh.
to get my YouTube channel.
Oh, nice. Tech, you got anything to add while she's pulling that up?
I think we covered pretty much everything. We just need good shit at Evo. Good job patching the game. It was great.
Oh yeah.
If we have less patches, that gives them more time to get other shit in the game, so that's good, because they were talking about not patching as often.
God. Thank God, dude.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
And then, yeah, if you enjoyed, just give suggestions in the comments. Like, what do you want? It might be featured in a future episode.
Oh, that's a good idea. Bringing out your own topics in the
Yep.
comments.
Put your topics in the comments. I mean, at
'Cause-
some point, if you guys want to see it all live, just come over here to the Twitch, and then I don't know. Eventually, we might take in like a caller or something. I don't know. I think that'd be a good
Yeah,
idea.
That'd be
because
cool,
I know Huey wanted to pop in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
saying, I'm like,
There'll be
oh,
different
man.
guests because I won't be here that often, so
Yeah.
it'll be fun having different
Oh,
people
man.
on.
All I know is if this was like the feel good episode, oh man, next week, oh man, it's a banger, woo wee.
Oh yeah, you got that one, Chief. You got that one.
Jazz got a sneak
You gotta
peek.
tune in to the YouTube channel at Jazz
Yep.
Soundwave.
Jazz got
We gotta-
a
we
sneak
gotta
peek
put
of what I
y'all-
got
We gotta put
cooking.
y'all on the cliffhanger. That way, you come back to the next episode. We're
Oh
doing
yeah,
it like anime.
come over to my Twitch to watch it live, and then watch the VOD on Jazz's channel.
And thank you for having me on, Jazz.
Yeah, not a problem. And thanks to Tech and Outcast for joining me tonight. And we will see you all next week.
Yep.
Have a good one.
Peace.